Of this, of Grendel's deeds, the Knight of Hygelac, esteemed among the Geats, heard in his home afar in that day of man's life, here in the might of the strongest of mankind, was he, noble and of stature beyond man's measure. He bade men prepare for him a good craft upon the waves, saying that over the waters where the swan rides he would seek the warrior king, that prince renowned since he had need of men. With that voyage little fault did wise men find, dear though he were to them they encouraged his valiant heart, and they observed the omens. Champions of the people of the Geats that good man had chosen from the boldest that he could find, and 15 in all they sought now their timbered ship, while that warrior, skilled in the ways of the sea, led them to the margins of land. Time passed on. Afloat upon the waves was the boat beneath the cliffs. Eagerly the warriors mounted the prow, and the streaming seas swirled upon the sand. Men-at-arms bore to the bosom of the ship their bright harness, their cunning gear of war. They then, men on a glad voyage, thrust her forth with her well-joined timbers. Over the waves of the deep she went, sped by the wind, sailing with foam at the throat most like unto a bird, until in due hour upon the second day her curving beak had made such a way that those sailors saw the land, the cliffs beside the ocean gleaming, and sheer headlands and capes thrust far to sea. Then for that sailing ship the journey was at an end. Thence the men of the wind-loving folk climbed swiftly upon the beach, and made fast the sea-borne timbers of their ship. Their mail shirts they shook, their raiment of war. They gave thanks to God that passage of the waves had been made easy for them. Then from the high shore, the watchmen of the shieldings, who of duty guarded the cliffs by the sea, saw them bearing over the gangway bright shields and gallant harness. Anxiety smote him in his heart to learn what these men might be. He went then to the strand riding on his horse, Hrothgar's knight, and mightily he brandished in his hands his stout spear shaft. And in words of parley he asked, "What warriors are ye, clad in corselets, that have come thus steering your tall ship over the streets of the sea, hither over deep waters? Lo, I long while have dwelt at the ends of the land, keeping watch over the water, that in the land of the Danes no foeman might come harrying with raiding fleet. Never have armed men more openly here essayed to land, not knowing at all the password men in array of war, nor having the consent of kinsmen. Never have I seen on earth a greater among men than is one of you, a warrior in arms. No hall servant is he in brave show of weapons, if his fair countenance lie not and his peerless mine. Now must I learn of what people you have sprung, rather than ye should pass on hence, false spies into the land of the Danes. Come now, ye dwellers afar, voyagers of the sea, hear my thought plainly. In haste it is best that ye declare whence your ways have led." To him then the chief made answer, the leader of the company, opened his store of words. "We are by race of men of the Geats, and hearth comrades of Hygelac. Famed among the peoples was my father, a noble warrior in the forefront of battle, Ecgtheow was he called. Many a winter he endured, ere in age he departed from his courts. Full well doth every wise man remember him far and wide over the earth. With friendly purpose are we now come seeking thy master, son of Halfdan, defender of his people. Be thou kindly in counsel to us. A mighty errand have we to him renowned, the lord of the Danes, and there a certain matter shall not be kept secret, as I think. Thou knowest if so it be, as in truth we have heard tell, that among the shieldings I know not what deadly thing, a doer of deeds of secret hatred on dark nights in dreadful wise, makes plain his monstrous malice, shame of the men and felling of the dead. Concerning with that ungrudging heart, I can give counsel to Hrothgar, how he, wise and good, will overcome his enemy. Should there ever come change or betterment in the torment of his woes, how those burning griefs will be assuaged, or else forever after he will endure a time of tribulation and dire need, while there in its high place abides the best of houses." The watchman spake, sitting there upon his steed, fearless servant of the king. A man of keen wit who takes good heed will discern the truth in both words and deeds. My ears assure me that here is a company of friendly mind towards the lord of the shieldings. Go ye forward bearing your weapons and your armour. I will guide you, my young esquires. Moreover, I will command honourably to guard your ship, your new tarred vessel upon the sand against every foe, until with its timbers and its wreathed prow it bears back again over the streams of the sea, its beloved master to the weather mark. To such a doer of good deeds it shall surely be granted that he will come sound and whole through this onset of war. They went then marching forth, their fleet vessel remained now still. Deep bosom's ship it rode upon its hawser, fast to the anchor. Figures of the boar shone above the cheek guards, adorned with gold, glittering, fire-tempered, fierce and challenging war-masts kept guard over light. The men hastened striding together until they could descry the builded hall, adorned bright with gold. Foremost it was in fame of all the houses under heaven, among the dwellers upon earth, wherein the mighty one abode, the light of it shone over many a land. Then that warrior bold pointed out to them, clear to see, the court of proud men, that they might march straight thither. Then that warrior turned his horse, and thereupon spake these words, Time it is for me to go. May the Almighty Father in his grace keep you safe upon your quests. To the sea will I go, against unfriendly hosts my watch to keep. The street was paved in stone patterns, the path guided those men together. There shone corselet of war, hard, hand-linked, bright ring of iron rang in their harness. As in their dread gear they went striding straight unto the hall. Weary of the sea, they set their tall shields bucklers wondrous hard against the hall of the house, and sat then on the bench. Corselets rang, war harness of men. Their spears stood piled together, seaman's gear, ash-hafted, grey-tipped with steel. Well furnished with weapons was the iron-mailed company. There then a knight in proud array asked those men of battle concerning their lineage. Whence bear ye your plated shields, your grey shirts of mail, your massed helms and throng of warlike shafts? I am Hrothgar's herald and servant. Never have I seen so many men of outland folk more proud of bearing. I deem that in pride, not in the ways of banishment, nay, in greatness of heart you have come seeking Hrothgar. To him then, the strong and bold, the proud prince of the wind-loving folk, replied words. He spake in answer, stern beneath his helm. We are companions of Hygelac's table. Beowulf is my name.